welcome you to the Alma Connect talk of KMC. Today, joining us, we have our staff coordinator, Dr. Seema Joshi ma'am. Before we start the session, I would request Dr. Seema Joshi ma'am to give a welcoming note.
Thank you, Akul, and good evening, everybody. At the outset, I would like to share with you that this recently formed Kirorimal College Alumni Network intends to engage, motivate, and celebrate our alumni on the one hand and act as a bridge between the alumni and the current students on the other. This connecting arrangement is an outcome of the sensitivity, stand, and support of our principal madam, Professor Vibha Singh Chauhan. We at Kirorimal College Alumni Network very well understand that with the largest population of youth in the world present in India, the task of educating them first and making them productive members of society later is highly challenging. This task has become harder with the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, which has impacted over 300 million learners in India and led to unemployment of more than 5 million young people during the year 2020. Therefore, a proactive measure during this pandemic has been undertaken at Kirorimal College Alumni Network by engaging with its alumni community and providing them with a forum for exchange of ideas on cultural, academic, and various issues of current relevance with our students at KMC who are currently pursuing their studies. We are aiming at ensuring learning continuity of our students during these uncertain times. We also want to help our students in building their 21st century skill sets. But we also know for that, exchanging information and experiences is crucial so that we can learn from each other. We also want to assist our students in overcoming their COVID-triggered anxieties through their continuous involvement in academic and experience sharing sessions carried out through this network. I'm fully hopeful that these sessions will provide many inspiring moments and plenty of cause for reflection. We at this Kirorimal College Alumni Network are looking forward to foster and promote close relationships amongst the alumni themselves and with their very young juniors in KMC through this network. Through this platform, we are giving an opportunity to our very own alumni to acknowledge their gratitude to their alma mater and to have a continuing interest and loyalty to KMC. With these words, I extend a very warm welcome to three young alumni of KMC, Mr. Anupam Mittal, Mr. Piyush, and Mr. Rishabh, in session 3 of Building Career Path series launched by the Alumni Network in the first week of July 2021. I expect that while sharing their journeys, they will guide their current juniors at KMC and help them in identifying some working and effective strategies which will enable them to build career paths in this ultra-competitive job market. Our principal ma'am was very keen to join the session, but since today's session was at 6:30, therefore she has scheduled a meeting at 6 o'clock. So she has expressed her inability to join, but she might be able to join in between. But she joins me in, conveying her best wishes to all the three speakers who have joined us for today's session. Over to you, Akul.
Thank you, ma'am. It's indeed my great pleasure to welcome among us the alumni of this institute. Not only it is a moment of happiness and pride for us, but also an opportunity to reflect on our learning and achievements. First up, we have Puneet Garg. Puneet is a BCom graduate from Kirorimal College, class of 2019, post which he pursued Masters in Business Administration from IIM Kashipur. He was a part of numerous societies, including Finance and Toastmaster Club during his MBA. He interned at RBL Bank during his post-graduation and is now currently working as a full-time employee in the same. Next up, we have Anupam Mittal, who is a BCom graduate from class of 2019. He is currently pursuing a Master's in Business Administration from IMT Ghaziabad, class of 2022. While being a part of Kirorimal, he was in a core team of ComSoc and FIC and a member of TRT. He is also active in various societies at postgraduate level. Next up, we have Rishabh Gupta, who is also a BCom graduate from class of 2019 and is currently pursuing Masters in Business Administration from IIM Rohtak. He's a part of numerous societies at his college, including Infusion and Placement Cell. He has also interned at numerous organizations. It's a pleasure to host each one of you. Now, I would like you guys to take over from here and share your insightful talk. Over to you guys. Yes, you may go one. Puneet may take up, then Anupam, then Christian.
Okay. So, Puneet, are you there?
Yes, Anupam. Anupam, if you could go first, then it would be really helpful to me. I think I'm facing
Yeah.
some connection issues.
Okay. No, not an issue.
Thank you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Am I audible, Akul?
Yes, it's completely good.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to mention that I'm very glad to be here with you all today. When Seema ma'am called me to take this session, I was filled with joy. I mean, I got a chance to be connected back to college, and I was once again flooded with my college memories. Before I start with sharing my experience, I would like to thank Seema ma'am for giving me this opportunity to connect back to the college and share my life experience with you. This is really a great initiative to create a good network that would help everyone to stay connected to college during their lifetime and will also help the upcoming students to learn and grow from the experience of their alums. This has been possible because of sheer determination and hard work done by ma'am, and it is definitely going to help students in many ways. Okay, before I begin, I would like to say that let's have an interactive session. So please feel free to interrupt anytime in between and ask any question you have in your mind. Okay, I have done my undergraduation in Bachelor's of Commerce BCom Honors from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi in 2019. Entering into Delhi University was a very important phase of my life as it transformed me in many different ways. I am from Bathinda, Punjab, which is a relatively backward area. I didn't have much of an exposure until I joined KMC. I was kind of a guy who was only into studies always. I mean, I really never, did any extracurricular activity, and I was also into books all the time. So this thing, always pinned me and always disturbed me, and I wanted to change it so badly. So when I joined KMC, I knew one thing for sure that I will not restrict myself. I will grab every opportunity that I will have in my way, and I will keep on learning new things. In initial phase of my college, I got to know about these inter-college competitions that are taking place. There were different type of competitions organized by different type of societies, like treasure hunt, mock show competitions, case study competitions, debate competitions, and all those. So they grabbed my attention and made me more curious to participate in them. So I decided to participate in more and more competitions and learn from them. So whenever I was free, I would take my friends up, I would form the team, and I would just go to the respective colleges and participate. It was fun, and it was an amazing learning experience too. Initially, I just wanted to win the competitions, but eventually I realized that there is much more than that. You get to learn a lot of things. Your confidence boosts up, and now winning or losing doesn't really matter much. After participating in so many competitions and also winning some of them, I wanted to be part of the organizing team. I wanted to brainstorm on new ideas, create new events, host them, and wanted others to come and participate in the events organized by me. So I joined three reputed societies of my college. I was part of Finance and Investment Cell, the Commerce Society, and the Roundtable Society. I didn't know then that one day these societies will become so close to me and will be my family away from home. I would say that these societies were actually my college life and they have given me so much. I was part of FIC and ComSoc for 3 years and the Roundtable Society, that is TRT, for 1 year. it was difficult to manage, like all of these three societies along with my studies. So I decided to quit one of them, that is TRT. In my first year, I got an opportunity to design and host a Mockster competition. This Mockster competition is basically a game that is designed on share market. So at beginning, this was like a really big deal for me, as I never really did this type of work earlier, and also I didn't have much of a guidance as the society was relatively new that time. So I had to figure out things myself. So it was quite challenging, but it was fun too. My experience of participating in so many competitions helped me, and thus I created the event. The concept of the event was really liked by all the members in the society, and seniors appreciated me. Then, on the final day of the fest, the event that I created witnessed a large participation. I also received, good feedbacks from the participants, marking our fest to be, a great success. And I was very happy that day. The feeling, that you did something challenging on your own, and you came out of your comfort zone, and you did it right, and accompanied by good feedbacks, is, a next level feeling. You get to learn a lot many things in this journey too. So I started having fun in this, and thus I started to expand my horizon more and more. I designed and organized many new events and was thus given the post of event head next year. Similarly, I started exploring myself in other areas too, and my learning curve grew. These societies helped me to realize the value of teamwork, leadership, and interpersonal skills, which are now being implemented by me while pursuing the management curriculum. I believe that these societies have made me what I am today. They gave a boost to my personality development, and they also made me a better human. They made me a strong person who can deal with hard challenges, in a pragmatic way. Then, after some time, I realized that I have learned enough from the societies, and there was a stagnation point. So, I wanted to learn more and wanted to develop myself further. I wanted to learn new things and also wanted to improve my CV. So, to further explore and develop myself, I did a few internships during the course of my bachelor degree. One such internship was with Dineout. You must all be familiar with that, the food app, in which in the Dineout app I was a marketing and operations intern, where I was assigned the role to grow and centralize the restaurant base for the app. My second internship was in IGEP, Indo-German Export Promotion Board, in which I was content and strategy intern, where I prepared the content for the newsletter of the company and contributed in strategy building and market research of its various projects. These internships were also an important part of my life, as they taught me some major skills, like they taught me corporate discipline, punctuality. They gave me a taste of corporate culture. So these were the things that I did, extra from a daily routine apart from studies. And together, this made my college experience a lot more interesting and helped me to explore other areas too. Coming to the career part, in my second year, I decided to pursue MBA. I wasn't sure initially, but after exploring other areas and talking to seniors, my batchmates, my teachers, I made up my mind to pursue MBA. So I started my MBA coaching in my second year. I joined time classes, as like everyone's aim is. My aim was also to ace the top-notch IIMs, to go in the top B schools. So I was so enthusiastic about them that I didn't even apply to other colleges. Like I didn't apply to IIMT Ghaziabad and other colleges because I wanted to go in the top ones only. While I was preparing for my CAT exams, my mocks were going really well. So I was well prepared for CAT. I gave CAT 2019, but in my result, I wasn't able to meet one of my sectional cutoff, due to which I didn't receive good IIM calls. I was disappointed, but I was determined that I can do it and I will go for CAT once again. So this time I did study more hard and try to improve my areas that were weak. My teacher told me that I should fill other colleges form too, even though I'm not interested to go there. He said that these colleges are also good, and what matters is your initiative, your efforts that you put in the B school. But at that time, I didn't realize what he was saying. I didn't understood what was his point was. But regardless of that, I applied in IMT. Then again, my mocks were really going good, and was scoring good percentiles. But on the D day, anything could happen. On the D day, my LIDA section didn't went very well, and thus I had a low percentile. I scored 96 percentile. But this time my sectionals were good, and I got a good IM falls too. At last, finally, I converted IMT, IMI, and IM Rohtak. I was a bit disappointed because as my aim was to go the top B schools, but then I realized that what my teacher said. He said that if you do good and be among the top students in college, then you will get best out of your college and you will be able to do good in future. Also, students' initiative is what matters much more than a B school. If you landed in a good B school and you did not perform well, then it is of no use. You won't be able to bag a good placement offer, or you won't be able to get a good learning out of there. And this not about just getting ROI and getting good placement package, but it is all about how much you put yourself into there, how much deep challenges you took. So I kept these points in mind and tried to grab every opportunity. I tried to push myself everywhere and to get the best out of this 2 year MBA journey. I did my classes regularly. Case study competitions are very important for an MBA student. So I participated in them, which gave me a lot of exposure, and they taught me about many new industries. I also became part of my finance club in my college, which further enhanced my knowledge. So all of these things paid off, and I was able to get a top-notch internship and was placed in pre-placement week among the top 10% students of my batch. So this taught me that your efforts, initiative is what matters more than a good B school. So never get disappointed in life and always give your best shot. Always try to learn new things. In MBA journey, if you want to make yourself a better person, then it will depend on you. You can sleep for 8 hours and miss on opportunities, and or you can take a sleep of 3 to 4 hours and make the best use of your time in growing yourself. You will have a lot of work, like you will have short-term projects going on, you will have assignments going on, you will have so many classes, then B school competitions, presentations, and a lot more. Along with, you will also have your internship and placement pressures. You need to constantly prepare for group discussions, interviews, technical tests, and also compete with your batchmates. So you need to manage your time and excel in all these situations. This will teach you to strive in worst situations and come out of them bravely. So, in a nutshell, MBA teaches you a lot of things. It is like a sea of knowledge. So, try to get the maximum out of it. So, concluding, I would like to say that these 3 years of your college are a very important part of your life. So, make best use of them. Get out of your comfort zone, push yourself, learn new things, participate in competitions, do internships, become part of societies, grab every opportunity you can get, explore your interests, talk with more and more people, increase your networks, and focus on your studies, and don't forget to enjoy too, as these are going to be best years of your life. Thank you. So now I would like Puneet to take over from here.
Yes, thank you so much, Anupam. And I hope I'm properly audible. If you can just confirm.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, great. So, hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Puneet Kar. And first of all, I would like to give a big thanks to Seema ma'am, to KMC and Akul, because this is the very first time that I've been invited as a speaker, right, in one of these sessions after getting post-graduated, after doing my MBA. And when you call yourself an alumni, the way it sounds big, it is actually big, personally. So this is a great feeling that I'm having right now, and thanks a lot for that. So how we can go about is, for the next maybe let's say 10 to 12 minutes, I'll I'll present a story. I'll tell you a story about myself, right? From how I entered into KMC and how the last 5 years panned out for me, right? And the objective for telling this is definitely not to teach you something, because that is something that you'll automatically grab, right? And I just want you to know that you can be at the same place as well, because I was once among you only, a kind of student, right? And from that part I've evolved and I've come a long way to this place. So that is the objective, and please feel free to ask anything, ask any silly question, because I believe that is what matters at the very end. That at least start asking, right? Everyone is going to tell you this for the next 3 to 5 years. So just start asking questions, throw up some random questions that you want. Okay. So so before joining KMC, I'll tell you I was a very dumb person, frankly. I was just into my studies. So not because I was a dumb person, I was in studies, but okay, I was just very much comfortable to that part only. And I secured 96% frank and luckily got an admission into KMC, because I was waiting, let's say, to convert Hansraj or Sriram, and suddenly I realized that okay, I can't do that, and I have to get an admission to this beautiful college. So I joined KMC, and I remember my very first day of the induction that happened with seniors and with all the faculty members of this college. And Anupam was there, who was sitting next to me actually. And at the end of the induction, what happened was that seniors were asking all the juniors, okay, that come dance with us, let's enjoy a little bit. And Anupam asked me, okay, Puneet, let's dance. And I was like, bro, I can't do that. And at that particular time, I realized that how different this life is. And this is what actually, and this was something that I wasn't expecting, but this was something that I was ready for. And from that point of time, my journey started. I started attending classes, right? I made some good friends, and luckily I have connection with those friends. So that is one great point for me. In classes, I gained a certain bit of confidence, because when it gets to studies, I was much more comfortable, right? And the one thing that I had pre-decided in my mind was that I want to just enjoy these 3 years of my life, because I personally believe that I had studied a lot till 12th class. I didn't want to repeat that pattern, right? So I decided not to join any societies. Although I do unluckily applied for Enactus, and the interview went from bad to worse. So that is one experience, right? So that is one thing. So I did not participate in activities, let's say competitions, but that was something that I pre-decided. But definitely that is one thing that I will not encourage you to do so, right? Because after 3 years, when I joined certain societies in my postgraduate college, I realized that this was something that I could have done earlier as well. So as Anupam stated, he was a part of great number of societies. He did pretty well, right? And definitely that is something that you need to recognize. Talking about the faculty part, I was actually very, very much impressed, right? Though I personally didn't get to study under Seema ma'am. I remember one incident when I accidentally entered into a class and suddenly realizing that, okay, I went into the wrong class and I need to come back. I remember a great incident about Pushpender sir as well. What happened was that till induction, I had this perception that, okay, he's a really strict teacher and you wouldn't want to be studying under him. And the very first day when he entered into my class in second year, my whole perception around that person changed. Because the kind of thought process, and you're going to hear this phrase thought process very often for the next 7 to 8 minutes. The kind of thought process that he brought to the table actually opened my mind and made me realize that this is something that is worth going for. And this is something that this 3 years of KMC journey and your further journey can offer you. Because this is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my life, that you need to interact with people, right? When you get to interact with people, when you jump into a different kind of environment, when you leave your status quo, you actually learn a lot of things. Yes, definitely you'll stumble a lot there, right? You'll get a little bit of nervous because the environment would be new around you. But the kind of interaction, the kind of learning that interaction and that new environment will offer you, that you are going to remember for the rest of your life. And this is one particular very great thing that I liked about Kirodimmal College, right? Samir sir was so great. The kind of knowledge that person possessed, I still hats off to that person. He taught us income tax, GST, and those were really beautiful subjects, right? So pretty much this was my life at KMC. But at the same time, when I say that I was enjoying 3 years, it doesn't mean I wasn't doing anything else. I was taking an English course, let's say in British Council, trying to work upon my public speaking skills. And currently, the position that I'm in right now, I feel pretty good that I can at least speak with a bunch of people in a session, right? Uh, Apart from that, I started my MBA classes as well in the very first year. So I took some foundation courses with one of the coaching institutes, and this was something that I think was a very sensible decision that I made, because getting connected with the course of MBA from that starting time only helped me to get a good understanding of the content that it is going to offer. So I was connected with a coaching institute. I took classes there. I gave CAT, and fortunate enough, I only got 2 institutes converted. So one was IIM Kashipur and another was IIM Bodh Gaya, I remember. And frankly, I did not have any option, so I joined IIM Kashipur, and that turned out to be, let's say, one of the most beautiful journeys or one of the most significant decisions that I've taken in my life, right? And definitely a great part of that goes to the 3 years that I spent at Kirodimal College. I remember attending a few speaker sessions as well, right? At first, I was a little bit reluctant that do I need to really attend these sessions? Do I need to really listen to these people? But then 3 to 5 years down the line, you realize that somehow those sessions were important. Somehow they teach you something. I mean, whenever any session is organized, there is one specific learning that you can get away from each particular session, right? So this was the entire crux of the KMC journey that happened with me, right? I still remember the college. I once or twice got an opportunity to go back to the college after my passing. So at IIM Kashipur, I'll speak for a few minutes about IIM Kashipur, because that is something that will not matter to you at this point of time, but this is something that you should be aware of. That if, let's say, you're going for an MBA, for example, this is something that you have to face, and at least you would be ready. That these kind of things I can encounter there, and maybe it will help them if I knew about them already, right? Before that, if I let's say talk about my CAT journey, and I will tell you that for the third year, for most of the part, I frankly spent quite a good amount of time in studying for the exam. I went through a lot of newspapers, right? I read a lot of books, and still personally I feel very happy that still I'm able to read a lot of books at this point of time. So these are the two things that maybe you can pursue: reading newspapers and going through a lot of books, right? When I joined IIM Kashipur, the first 14 days was hell for me, I would say. I cried on the 4th day that I cannot do an MBA right in this particular environment, because this is something that is really, really drastic and different to me. Then somehow I survived, right? I joined few societies. I joined Finance Club, Dramatics Club, Admission Support Team. I became the president of the Toastmasters Club. In case if you haven't heard about Toastmasters, they are one of the leading public speaker institutions across the globe as. So I did all these things, and my experience at IIM Kashipur taught me actually one or two things. One would be the utilization of your time. I mean, they made me realize that actually 24 hours exist in a particular day, and if you really want to utilize them, you actually can. And maybe this is something that we as a person, if let's say we are aware about it, and I believe this is the objective of these sessions only, to get to make you aware that these are the kind of situations that you may face in the future, that you can actually utilize your time better, right? And so utilization of time was one of the major lessons that I got from there, and interaction with people, as I again told, that is something that you would really, really need to do. Don't force it, but maybe you can start enjoying it. Like maybe walking to a stranger and let's say hi, hello to him. Maybe that other person firstly will react very badly to you, but not every other person will do that, right? So I believe these are some things that you can focus upon, and that maybe you can try during these 3 years of college. You can join different societies if you want to, right? Try to be a little bit more attentive in the classes. Okay. Try to personally interact with the teachers as well, because I didn't see any teacher who refrained me that, okay, Puneet, I cannot talk to you right now because I have some urgent work to do. any query or any specific thought process, let's say any startup idea, for example, you want to discuss with any particular teacher, I believe every faculty would be open to do that in a college, right? So these are the things that you can do. And this, I think, was from my side. This is what I wanted to share with you all, which I found relevant. I hope I haven't spoken for a long enough, and maybe Akul, you can take over, and the next speaker can continue. Thank you.
Yes. So, Rishabh, you could take over from here.
Just give me a minute, please. Okay, sorry for the big delay. So before I begin, I want to check how many of you are still listening. Can you just type in the chat your year and the course that you're pursuing right now from KMC? Okay, so that's the number of speakers that, sorry, the listeners that we have as of now. Is that Akul?
Probably they are so engaged in listening, they are in a mood to type.
Okay, probably. I was, okay, Akshat is there. Thank you, Akshat. Panchita. Which year is it? Like the first year student, second year, third year? First year. Yes, okay.
So big.
Okay, most of you are from BCom honors and chemistry honors, BSc. First year students are there. Okay, guys, it's great to hear from you all. And I want to make it as interactive as possible. I'll just give a brief introduction about myself. Like Anupam and Puneet, I am also a BCom honors graduate from 2019 batch. And I gave CAT way back in 2018. I also joined a coaching in the third year of BCom honors. And luckily, I got a good percentile, and in my first attempt, was able to crack IIM Rohtak. What I think I should share most about is that my journey towards it. When I was in college, just like you guys in KMC, I was not a part of any society or any club or anything like Anupam and Puneet were. And maybe later on, I did realize that yes, I should have participated in the college activities because they do help you later on in cracking interviews and in later life as well, because it is an experience which you should have. That was the reason that I participated in the committee in my college. There was a placement preparation committee. I was a part of that. Then I was the part of the annual fest of IIM Rohtak. It's Infusion, and I was the sponsorship head over there. Uh, I would just like to share a brief experience that yes, CAT, some people are scared about it, and I think most of you, seeing that a lot of students are from BCom honors, would be interested in doing some kind of postgrad, and I think MBA is the most sought after degree in our country, especially if you're from a commerce background. My MBA experience at IIM Rohtak has been quite great. Uh, the few things that I would like to share is that my learnings from KMC as well as IIM Rohtak, always be involved and be part of society's activities, be involved in any kind of activities that are happening around you. You would be aware about the surroundings, and you will get to work with so many different people, and they will be learning from someone. I learned a lot of things from my seniors, from my juniors. I acquired skills which I did not have, and it's just great. Okay, so I think now one question that you must be having, that whether you should do MBA being a fresher or after some work experience. Uh, I was a fresher myself. I right after I completed my graduation, I went into MBA. As such, I don't think I can tell from the point of view with someone who has work experience, but being a fresher, I was part of the younger crowd at my college, the younger part of the batch. Uh, it does help you to get an early growth, I believe, because the freshers, as I see in my college, they were getting at par packages with some of the work experience people over there. Definitely not similar, but minor difference over there. Other than that, always be involved with people who are from different backgrounds. I had people who were from North India, South India, West India, and East, and it helps you get a different perspective on the same thing. In MBA, you have to solve a lot of case studies, and how you work around is you always work in teams. You never work in silos over there. It is really important that you are a team player, because later in life, when you enter the corporate world, or if you're working or have your own startup or whatever, you will always need to work in teams, right? Uh, about me, after I completed my MBA, I did not join any corporate world. I joined my family business. I am from Faridabad, settled over here. So that's that. Guys, I want some participation from you guys as well. Do you have any questions, any queries that you have? Please post in the chat or speak up. What do you expect from Anupam, Puneet, or me to share? What all queries you have? What all doubts you have? Anything. Please be as candid as you want.
Yeah, so we did compile few of the questions before the session so as to maintain a bit smoothness. However, there would be some questions in the chat box as well. Some of the most common question was that are these internships and CV building important to crack an MBA college?
Are these internships and
CV building important to crack MBA college, good MBA college?
it's not a basic necessity, I would say, but it does help in my experience. If you have some internship, or you have built up your CV by doing some various courses, it definitely does add an edge, because you have some differentiating factor from the other people out there. And always, whatever you have to prove in an interview, that you are able to stand apart from the crowd. You have to sell yourself, that why the person interviewing you should choose you and not the other person around you. I think Anupam and Puneet, you can also share experience about the same.
Yeah, I would like to add here. In the MBA journey, when you join a B school, they always want you to have a diverse background and a good back CV building thing. They check out your 10th scores, plus two scores, the internships you did, and also they have a CV scanning thing in which they see what different type of things that you have done. They check for the finance terminologies that are there in your CV, what type of different courses that you have done. So definitely CV building is a definitely important part of your life, and it does not only help you in MBA but in any field you go, whether you are going to do a job afterwards without taking MBA, like directly after the college, or anything else. CV would definitely matter. Yeah.
Just a follow-up question to this. I have seen a lot number of people writing against unpaid internships on LinkedIn. So are these worthwhile doing, or it's just adding a line or two in the CV?
Well, I would say that though unpaid internship is not a good thing, this is not legally right, and internship should be paid. But you don't always have an option. Sometimes you gotta do the internships even though they are unpaid. So the internships, I believe, what matters in the internship is the learning part, because the internships are of like 1 or 2 months or maybe 3 months, and job is a longer part that you do to earn something, right? But for internships, the main purpose is that you try to get something out of that. You try to build some skills out of them, which is actually going to help you in the long term when you're going to do a job or something like that. So yeah, unpaid internships also are a good part of your life, and they do enrich your experience.
Probably that answers the question for most of the people. Also, yes, we have one of the questions in the chat box. What would you recommend to your juniors aiming for an MBA exam to do, especially during this lockdown period? Any one of you could take this up.
Could you please repeat the question? I missed it.
This is a question in the chat box. What would you recommend to your juniors aiming for an MBA exam to do during this lockdown period?
Okay, to do during this lockdown period. I think that during this lockdown period, we all are confined to our homes. So the best that you can do as of now is to work upon yourselves and on your soft skills. You can do some online courses. There are really great courses out there on Coursera and edX on all these websites. Other than that, during MBA for MBA during lockdown, in this current stage, I think although we are not allowed to go out, but try if you get an opportunity to go out and interact with people. It will definitely help you And about the previous question that you answered, I would just like to add one line. It's not about whether the internship is paid or unpaid. It's about whether you are getting any learning out of that that would help you later on in life or not. Just ponder upon that.
Right. So yes, point taken in. Uh, yes, one Asta is asking, how important is our college GPA with regard to cracking MBA exams or interviews?
I guess Puneet will better answer this. He was topper among us, scoring good GPAs.
So that wasn't really Sanagam. But I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, 8, probably 9, because it is like your old sins are coming back in case if you haven't scored, honestly speaking. Some stage you may say that, okay, we have a lower CGPA, but it doesn't matter. But I would say that, let's say if you're scoring 80%, for example, 80% more than that, definitely it is going to be an added advantage for you in any scenario. Any scenario.
Also, one more thing, like if you have good scores in 10th, then in plus two too, and then suddenly your scores, gradually decrease in graduation. So that is the point that interviews usually ask you that why this happened. Like you were a bright student since beginning, then why this particular thing happened. So you should focus on extracurricular activities too, but don't leave your studies anywhere behind. Like they should be consistent in your entire educational background. So yeah.
Yes.
About
So yeah,
just
yeah.
a small part. Okay, you go, Puneet, please.
Yes.
No,
So,
you may take a. I was just asking for the next question, but you may try answer.
Okay, about the GPA part, I think yes, it does important about your grad college GPA because some colleges do set a criteria in the shortlisting itself. That if you don't have a certain GPA, then you might not be able to qualify for the interviews itself. About MBA GPA, my GPA, if you guys want to hear, it was 5.85 in MBA, and even in graduation, I had a 6.8 GPA from KMC. So yes, it still helped me, and I had friends who were topper in MBA in IIM Rohtak, and they were at par with students who had a lower GPA. I think it's not solely based on GPA. Once because when you look at someone's CVC, GPA is just a small part of your CV over one corner. What matters is what is all inside that. What skills do you have?
Right. So probably Asta, your question is answered. Akshat is asking, what is the ideal time for CAT preparation?
actually, there is no answer to this question, honestly, because I have seen cases where people have spent, let's say, 1.5 year, 2 years, and still they haven't converted the exam. I have seen people who have only prepared for 3 months and they got into a very good college. So again, depends on your learning abilities, how quick you can grasp things, honestly.
So Swapnil is asking, can you share your preparation strategies? Is anyone?
I'll share my experience in a bit. Although I believe that everyone has a different strategy and a different take on it. I joined CAT coaching in June, and CAT is generally held. At that time, I think it was 25th November 2018. So the time that I had was just 4 to 5 months, and I joined coaching. I regularly went to my coaching. After that, at home, I did not really prepare much. I didn't do anything else, just the coaching and the material that they gave out to you. I think that is sufficient if you are a bit hardworking and consistent. You don't need any other stuff. Although, yes, it would definitely help if you read a lot of books. I was never an avid reader, and I think yes, it would have helped me much if I had read books more. And Anupam and Puneet, maybe you can share your strategies as well.
In terms of strategy, I would like to say that giving mocks and sectional tests helps a lot, because the key is not to solve the question, but the key is to solve the question in less time, because you have limited time and you need to solve maximum of them. So what you can do is that you have to pressure yourself. You have to take mocks and you have to finish them in particular time limits and try to solve max to max questions. That is the main key that you should do, and also try to see in which particular section you are doing good and in which particular section you are not doing good, because sectional cutoffs do matter. and if you are not able to clear sectional cutoffs, then you do not get the interview calls. So along with the full length mocks, try to give the sectional mocks too. And the other thing that you will get your timings way before that you are going to give the exam in the morning slot or in the afternoon slot. So I would suggest that try to give the mock in that particular time slot, as it will prepare your mind that on the D day you have to give the exam in that particular time slot. So it will prepare you accordingly. So yeah, that's from my side.
Actually, my answer to this particular question would be that one of the major sections that is going to get you sail through this CAT exam is English, right? Is verbal ability. And the reason I'm saying this is that mathematics and DALR is something that people usually build, let's say, in a period of 2 to 3 months. There are a lot of engineers that are competing for this exam, honestly, right? And the only section that will matter in the exam and that can either make your paper or break your paper is English. And for that you need to study a lot, read a lot, newspapers, books, articles on different websites. Let's say many of you even haven't heard of BBC, right? There may be some cases, so you need to explore these cases and read more.
So just an add-on question to this: what soft skills should one develop from the first day itself in order to get into good MBA in the after third year?
See, soft skills, I would say, is you need to at least start speaking, right? Because when you'll speak, you will automatically realize what all things you are doing wrong. And so for me, that is one thing that matters the most.
Right. So probably Swapnil has been answered. Vanchita is asking, how did you manage society work along with MBA coaching?
I think Anupam is the right person to answer this question. We are not eligible. We understood.
Yeah, so I won't say that it is very difficult to manage societies with coaching time. The thing is that how earlier you start taking your coaching. Like I well started my coaching in my second year, I guess. So like in a week or so, there are 2 to 3 classes in a week. So you get enough time to manage your societies along with the the classes that you need to take and the work that you have from there. But in the when the CAT is closed, then you really need to shift your time from societies and you need to put more time in your actual work in your MBA preparation. So in my third year, I had opportunity to become the president of ComSoc. I could have done that. And maybe I could have done my MBA along with that too, but I didn't want to take risk. I wanted to give my full to the MBA study and uh, take out my mind from the society work. So that's why I denied that position, and I was advisory head in the ComSoc in my third year. But in second year, you can definitely take up your societies and do a bit that you want to do. And societies at a till a particular point of time, they do teach you. But after a particular time, as I said you, it becomes stagnant and your learning stops. So try to go for some new things also apart from the society. And in third year, try to focus all on your CAT things and not on the society, I would say. Yeah.
Right. So Vanchita has been answered. Bhavya has been asking that since you have been part of internships, what do you think corporates are looking within students? Even for placements, I think Puneet would be in a better position because he's working.
Um, I think the two words would best describe this answer: commitment and approach. So when I use the word commitment, it means being regular on the work, attending all the calls timely, right? And when I say approach, it means, let's say if you are being given a certain project that you have to do, right? And so the main thing that would matter is not the solution that you present, but the thought process. Again, I said that thought process is what matters to me most. The thought process that you have taken for that project. And for me, this worked very well because I worked with RBL Bank as a summer intern. And fortunate enough, I was offered a pre-placement of, position there directly, right? So, and the manager told me this thing when I asked for the feedback, that what made you think that I was suitable for this particular job? This was his answer. So I guess this would what my answer would be.
Also adding one more point, when you are doing an internship, the end result doesn't matter. I mean, your manager is not actually interested in that result. He's actually interested how much effort you're actually putting in. Are you trying to achieve the results or are you not? So that is the thing that you should try to focus on. You should try to show them that yes, you are interested in the position and you're willing to work for it.
Right. One question I too have, that during this, specifically during the lockdown period, we all have developed a temptation towards social media, and we aren't able to concentrate over the studies primarily because we all know there's OB or maybe internal assessments. So how can we overcome that?
Self-control is the word, I think. I have deleted my Instagram account and I have not looked back since, like, it's been 1 year, I think. And that's what has actually helped me get some time off social media.
But the other end, people think that the college life is being for enjoying, and so they feel that social media should be there. And the other end, they feel that studies aren't going good. So it's a dilemma every kid is facing now.
See, my personal suggestion would be to read two books that I've personally read. One is The Atomic Habits by James Clear, right? And another is Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FUCK, right? And I think these two books will definitely help you answer this question.
Right. So could you provide these books, name the chat box, because it's difficult to
Sure.
make. Right?
Sure, we'll do that. Definitely.
So one of the question is some tips to crack interviews. It's in general, maybe in MBA or placements.
Well, to crack the interviews, I would say be prepared with your HR questions. That is really necessary, because in every interview after the technical rounds or even before that, they want to see if the person is culturally fit for the organization or not. So you should need to be really clear on what your aim is, why you're doing particular thing, why you're applying for this particular interview, what you plan to gain out from it. So HR questions should be prepared well in hand, and the other part is the technical part. So it depends on definitely, the interview that you're going to do. If it is a financial interview, you need to brush up your finance concepts earlier. The main thing is that the subjects that you've studied in your BCom or whatever thing that you have done in graduation, you need to pick up 2 to 3 subjects that actually interest you, so you can drive your interview according to that. You can say that these are some subjects that I really find fascinating and I read deep into them. So that will help you to drive your interview, and also brush up that technical concepts that you already know and you have read. So yeah.
I
Yes.
think I would agree to what Anupam said. I think before you go for any interview, talking specifically about placement interviews, you should be very well aware that what kind of a job profile it is that you're going for. Because a lot of time it happens, people are not very clear about the job description or the job profile that they are going for. And based on that, you can prepare well for the interview. Just like Anupam said in line, if you're going for a finance interview, it is always technical interview. However, if you're going for a marketing or a sales profile, they are looking for soft skills more than technicality. So be prepared according to the profile.
Right. So probably the question has been answered very rightly. Samyak is asking, in this online setting, we can find a lot number of courses about different topics. So would you recommend being a part of college societies or giving our time to these online courses?
Why not do both? I mean, courses are self-paced generally.
Exactly, Rishabh. That was the same line that I was going to tell.
I mean,
Right.
Samyak, right? He asked this question.
Yes.
Samyak, please speak up. Like, you must be having a reason between choosing one. I would appreciate if you speak up that why just go for one.
Yeah, so I was just asking because if we can do a lot of online courses, but if we choose societies, then our concentration becomes distracted, and we can do both, but still it get distracted, and sometimes we don't want to do society work, and we think कि काम है तो वो करना पड़ेगा, and it's like we don't do the courses. That's
See, once you enter MBA life, the initial 14 days, I think Puneet would be able to lead with it, the induction that goes. You would get to know that it's not like that you have to choose between one, and you don't get the option that I don't want to do this, or I just want to do the college society work and not the online course. Because we were part of college societies over there, and we had to manage our academics along with the societies, along with any other personal professional courses that we were pursuing. So you will have to build upon yourselves, and you will have to get that determination from inside that yes, I want to do both of these, and I'm doing them for myself, right?
Yes. So probably we are done with the questions. This was really an insightful and informative talk. We really appreciate your line of work and now have a very better understanding about the discussed career prospect. I would also request you all if you could kindly provide your LinkedIn URL in the chat box so that the juniors could directly contact you if the need arises. Coming towards the end of the session, I would like to thank you all again on behalf of our whole team of Alma Connect. You have really inspired us a lot. I would also like to thank Seema Joshi ma'am, our staff coordinator, for her constant support and efforts throughout these sessions. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank our viewers for being with us today. And with that, we conclude today's talk. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys, for organizing this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.